Hello everybody, I'm the Fluffy Sassquatch and welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. Last time we did the museum job where we had to smash grab, go get the ancient textbooks. We talked to the mummy spirit, got that, and I died at the last fight, so I had to redo all the fights. I just decided to redo the entire mission. I went through, did all the smash and grabs, got the 10,000 yen worth of artifacts. In order to do that, you have to essentially either break the bookcase with your strength of 5 or input the password, and that is convoluted as crap to like figure it out if you don't know what you're looking for. If you go into the BD files or whatever it is on your home terminal and read through the poems and stuff like that, there's a poem by apparently Tennyson, Tennyson, and that is the password to get into that computer. And it's the guy that did the painting. So it's a nice little touch if you know what you're looking for, but if you don't, you'll never figure it out. Well, let's continue on and get up out of here. Your adrenaline wanes as you... Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. Your adrenaline wanes as you fly through the subway tunnels on your way back to Haoi. There isn't much left to do but pick up the shards of glass off your clothes and congratulate yourself on one hell of a run. It's just too bad you couldn't keep the looted antiques. By the end, you'd managed to steal over 10,000 new yen worth of items for your client, a number that will hopefully be reflected in your mission pay. The damage you caused will likely set the museum's development back even farther. Not enough to cripple the project, just enough to send a message. But at the end of the day, you still managed to break a lot of exhibits, displays, and even the faces of a few tomb crawlers, the presence of which had conveniently slipped Drake's mind. Surprises aside, you came out on top. And thanks to some quick thinking on Drake's part, you got the books and you got out. Oh my goodness, we leveled up so much. Cool. We got 8 points. I need something for... I need health. I need a lot of health. That's just hit points. That's not... I feel like we should put another point into... Yeah, let's put another point into strength. Get that up. We need to be able to hit stuff better. And then probably start working on some willpower. So strength, body, and willpower. That's our 3 stats here. So yeah, let's... Ooh, Steven Dynamite. What are you doing here, bud? A disheveled man in filthy rags teeters on the sidewalk, wobbling on unsteady legs. His bloodshot eyes dart about desperately, and the acrid sweat odor that wafts off of him buzzes unpleasantly in your nostrils. You okay, man? You have to help me, man. His teeth grind as his grip tightens. His hand feels like a vice. I need your help. Break his grip. Yeah, we're gonna break his grip. I don't like people touching me. The man is thrown to his knees on the pavement. His mouth forms a comical O. He looks up at you, and a crooked smile cracks his ruined face. He makes an unsteady bow in your general direction. I could use someone like you. I'd make it worth your while. He peers up at you, eyes wide with expectation. Worth my while, huh? I'm listening. The man gets back on his feet with some difficulty and leans into you to speak. Glancing closer, you see that his tattered clothing bears designer logos. He mutters in low, urgent tones. I want you to take a message for me to Handsome Lee. Never heard of him. Now, who are you and why are you touching me? I'm Steven Dynamite. He nods eagerly, desperation in his eyes. A sluggish tongue wipes itself over the cracked skin of his lips. Look, you've gotta help me. I've been poisoned. That crap that Lee sold me put bad things in my head. Whenever I close my eyes, I see dark, narrow tunnels. So many hands grabbing, razor-sharp teeth gnawing, and the children. Poison. Sure, it's not just a bad trip. The man gives a hollow laugh. I know my way around substances well enough to know a bad trip when I have one. This is something else. All right. I'll do what I can. Then tell Lee what he's done to me. That I need relief. Tell him that I will. His sentence trails off. What do you want? I want my money back. His reedy voice wavers, but he stops and says no more. Poison, nightmares, money back. Got it. Anything else? Please come back and please hurry. Well, cool. Alright, which one's Lee? I don't remember. I don't know who this guy wants me to talk to. Do these guys have any more points? They do not. Well, they are not level 3. Can I go to my mission? Optional, get some rest. I don't want to. That's one thing I don't like about these games is that you can't just... Yeah, you can't just find all of your side mission stuff. 2 men in dirty synth leather jackets look up from their conversation at your approach. They both look haggard. Their shoulders slump with exhaustion, and neither appears to have shaved this morning. What do you want, man? We're talking here. New in town. Figured it'd pay to make all the connections I can. A grim chuckle rumbles out of him. Chose the wrong day, stranger. We're moving further downstream, and we're doing it today. There's something wrong with this place. Too many bad dreams. I know what you mean. The man blinks. His expression shifts from guarded to curious. Did you dream it too? Long corridor and the thing with the ivory crown? Yeah. He licks his lips, nodding. Lots of people in town dreamed it, or something like it. From the folks I've talked to, there were a bunch of different versions. Some people turned away from the corridor, went down alleys, that kind of thing. Never even set foot in the walled city before, stranger, so tell me, why the hell am I dreaming about it all of a sudden? I don't even know what the damn thing looks like on the inside. I think there's something strange going on, something magical, and the walled city is where it's coming from. He grunts. It's a curse, nothing else it could be. Everybody knows that place is haunted. A living hell full of evil spirits and poison key. If you're not careful, you'll wind up trapped inside with the rest of the human garbage. Companion cuts in, catch a healthy whiff of alcohol on his breath. It isn't gonna happen to us. No way. Only the lowest of the low wind up in the walled city. But like he said, we're going further downstream. As soon as our things are packed, we're out of here. Damn right. This place is a dump anyway. Let's try our luck in Macau. The hell with this place. Best of luck then. We can say the same to you. You're staying here in Haoe after all. Of the three of us, you're the one who's most likely to need it. Let's go get our money. Accept the next job, and I'll see if I can't find Lee here. I think it's the other guy. Do I have stuff in my stash? Oh, no, that's sleep. Mission computer. The workstation mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. Blinking message in the upper right hand corner notifies that you have 4 unread messages. About those dreams. Gobbet's face winks onto the screen. Her rats are perched precariously on her head, and she holds a laser pointer clutched between her thumb and forefinger. Oh, hey, Seattle. I hope that didn't catch you at a bad time. She flicks the laser pointer, and her rat's heads swivel to the right and follow the motion. Did I just say that? This is a recording. It doesn't matter if it's a bad time. Well, anyway, I was thinking about that talk we had, you know, the dream talk about the nightmares and stuff. Another flick of the pointer. The rats' heads turn left, their noses twitching. I've got a friend here in town. She runs the parlor of 5 Phases. It's sort of our local magic shop and talismonger. Name's Crafty. Flick, the rat's heads turned upward to stare at the ceiling. Anyways, she's smart. Really smart. Her mom was sort of a local authority on all things magical, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you wanted to ask anyone in town about those dreams, you'd be the right one to choose. She taps a button on the laser pointer with her thumb, and the little red dot in the tip goes dark. The rats immediately tackle one another, rolling off her head and falling out of sight. She gets up, her head rising out of frame. Anyway, just thought it might help. If you've already been talking to Crafty, please disregard this message. Alright, I'm out. Peace. She punches the button and the screen goes dark. Attending a party. From Kylie Ching to jury duty, attending a party. Jury duty. I need you to come to the parlor. A friend and business partner of mine named Dr. Shinyang has need of your services. Something about attending a fancy party in Repulse Bay. He was unwilling to give me the details. Think he wanted to size you up himself. Raymond Black's history. From Isabel to jury duty. Duncan asked me to do some digging on my own into Raymond's history. I guess he doesn't trust Kylie Chang to give him the full story. Can't say I blame him. Then she'd hide things from us if it was in her best interest to do so. So I've been poking around various corners of the Matrix, trying to dig up what I can. Most sinners leave a data trail the size of an aircraft carrier in their wake. Working backward in time, Raymond starts out that way, but it slowly tapers away into nothingness. Sure, I can find some basic records in Seattle. Power, utilities, a couple of public discussion sites he signed up for. But the further back I get, the less I find. The craziest part is this. Prior to 2032, I can't find anything at all. That should be possible. It's like Raymond didn't exist before then. I don't know, I'm going to keep digging. But it'll take me a while. I'll let you know when I get some news worth sharing. And an opportunity. Preface bypassed. Yo, come see me if you have a chance. I have a trade opportunity. Maximum Law, Matrix, Wampoa Integrated Hub. Done is what happens when I rain the fire. Ultrathon Visigoth, Judge of Titan. Closed pay data for sale. Yeah. Museum shipping manifest. Give me my money. Ooh, we got some money. Go back and jobs directory. Claim payment for the museum run. You submit the job as finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. Well done. You went above and beyond what I asked and liberated some truly precious artifacts. I've attached the payment you're owed, plus a little bonus. I trust that you'll keep quiet about what exactly was liberated from Lou's little museum. I'll come collect the books from Kylie Chang shortly. Yay! Let's look at our other jobs. Let's do the serial killer. I've got a problem, jury duty, and you're going to help me solve it. I do a lot of business with the Wampoans. If you're not familiar with the term, I'll forgive you. You're an outsider, after all. The Wampoans are a tribe of techno-fetishists and deckers who have taken up residence in the Wampoa Garden area of Hong Kong. They make and trade high-tech goods to people from all over the world. A lot of Nuyen passes through their pasty little fingers, and I make a lot of money brokering deals between them and the smugglers here in Haoi. I've hit a snag, though. The Wampoan elders, their council of leaders, are being eliminated by a serial killer. They've asked me to dispatch someone to get to the bottom of it and stop the killings, and they're not taking their goods through my turf until I do. They're going to be my proxy, dear. I don't care how you do it, but I need those murders stopped. The Wampoans have a delegate here in Haoi by the name of Maximum Law. Speak with him if you wish to know about Wampoa. He's got a big mouth, but he knows very little of importance. Don't expect much from that half-empty bottle of vinegar. You get your ass down to Wampoa Garden and talk to the elders. Lie, cheat, and steal if you have to. So long as they're convinced that there won't be any more murders. I want my cut back, and I want it soon. We're going to take this run. Good. I'll tell the elders you're coming. They don't like outsiders. They might shoot at you if you don't warn them that you'll be arriving. I probably should take the rest of them, but I like reading the job before we go ahead and take it. Plus coming back and doing that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in the stash. Ooh. I don't know if I should take that so I can give it to her. Gob it. Let's go ahead and sleep. Ooh. You wake with a start, your limbs bound up in a sweaty tangle of linen bed sheets. An incredible sorrow swells in your chest. You feel empty, half-starved, and alone. Fragmentary memories of a half-remembered dream flit through your mind. They're already fading away to nothing. Chase the memories. Close your eyes and concentrate, willing yourself to keep the dream from slipping away. Gradually, the memory comes back to you. The walled city. You were back in the walled city. You don't remember how you got here, but it couldn't have been any place else. Even the barrens weren't so squalid. You remember craning your neck to look above you. The buildings that made up this part of the walled city were new construction, even cheaper than the old. Now their foundations had rotted out from under them, and the buildings leaned into one another like a gang of drunken men. A rain of plaster and asbestos sprinkled down, dusting your shoulders. You began to creep forward, picking your way past the piles of refuse and debris, past the pimps and the dumpster fires, the broken glass and the dirty needles. The air reeked of rot and sewage and industrial waste, a disgusting melange that caught in your sinuses and crawled down your throat. You gagged on the stink, but it didn't slow you down. In the back of your mind, you knew that you had no reason to be doing this. There was nothing for you in the walled city. You shouldn't have been there. The rest of you was hungry, unbearably, indescribably hungry, and that part of you knew that if you keep moving, you'd finally get to eat. As you forced your way deeper into the walled city, locals stood at their windows and stared. Inexplicably, some of them dropped to their knees. You kept moving. You could see something in the distance, a silhouette, something enormous, at least twice the size of a troll, but delicate. It was beautiful. The huge figure beckoned you, gesturing with a slender limb. An explosion of warmth filled your chest, and you knew that if you only could reach it, your problems would be over. She, would make all your sorrows disappear. You moved forward at a crawl, but the figure felt impossibly far away. You reached out, calling to her end. And then you woke up. The empty feeling in your stomach slowly fades, taking the strength and vibrance of the memories along with it. Well, that wasn't freaky deaky at all. Hang on, I gotta get me something to drink. Alright, let's see if we can find Lee. Sailor? 3 people, possibly locals, are busily hunched over, avidly discussing something beneath their breath. From the looks of them, they appear to be sailors. Rough-hewn clothes stained by salt, leathery skin, and an acute awareness of being on land. You watch their feet shuffle awkwardly on the dock. Their whispers are just within earshot. No, I asked Crafty and she said the same. The dreams are bad. Think we'll lose them at sea? We're supposed to set out soon to make that delivery. What if they follow us? You see the man shudder. Don't think so. Crafty said these things just affecting right here for now. The sailor points to the ground. As soon as we sail, dreams will stop. Hey! The third sailor sees you and taps her friends on the arms. They shoot upright. One examines his fingernails, another coughs loudly and begins to hum. And the last pretends she didn't see you, but when they sense your continued stare, the third speaks up. What are you looking at, Landy? There was a boat here with a merchant selling goods not too long ago. You leave? The other 3 sailors' suspicions turn into smirk. One snickers to herself. Merchant, he says. That crook didn't so much as leave as he was chased off by Kindly. No sales permit. Not a big loss, though. The local shops have way better stuff than the small-time hustler. Why don't you look around? You'll find the shop owners here more friendly towards you now that you've gotten the okay from Kindly. Thanks for the tip. They all exchange a look. The first sailor responds. Right. Stay careful. Around these spots. Overheard you talking about the dreams. Had them too. You feel an uneasiness pass through the sailors. Seems anyone who comes by these spots is having them. As soon as they leave, the dreams stop. Right eerie it is. Any leads on why they're happening? We don't know much ourselves. We've only just returned from my last delivery, but the dreams ambushed us fast enough. Oh my goodness. Hey, what about that Crafty? The sailor turns to you. She runs the 5 phases. Smart girl. Might know a thing or two about this blight. You ask her and she may have something more to say. Didn't mean to interrupt. Stay around. The brooding tide of whispers resumes as your back turns to the sailors. Oh, there's Lee. It's muggy out, even for Haoe in monsoon season. You pause to mop your brow. Suddenly, you feel eyes upon you. As you glance up, you meet the tranquil, searching gaze of a man half hidden in the shadows. He's wearing a crisp, white-tailored shirt sleeves neatly rolled, with dark gray silk tie and smart black trousers. He's sweating, you don't see it. The man tilts his head ever so slightly in greeting. A newcomer, welcome! He flashes you a brilliant smile, eyes glinting with bemusement. You just barely detect a faint trace of an accent in his voice. Handsome Lee's the name, purveyor of enhanced sensory experiences. I can see that you've got some tall tales to tell. You mentioned you sold enhanced sensory experience. No, hang on. I ran into someone with a message for you. Handsome Lee beckons you closer with a languid gesture. I think I can guess. Stephen Dynamite? He coolly raises an eyebrow at you. You're so smart then, can you guess what his message is? From an avid consumer like Stephen, there's only one possible message. More. Actually, wrong. He says that he's been having terrible nightmares ever since he took your drug. He pauses thoughtfully. Interesting. And what does he want from me? What do you think? He wants his Nuyen back. He straightens abruptly from his elegant slouch and juts his chin out. There was absolutely nothing wrong with my latest creation. It was painstakingly designed to elevate the senses and titillate the spirit. A smooth high that I have indulged in myself. Now, if the unfortunate Stephen happened to dilute my masterpiece with other lesser substances, I can hardly be held responsible. His tone of finality is unmistakable. You can use all the flowery language you want. I'm not leaving here empty-handed. He stares at you for a long moment, then reaches into his breast pocket. With a deft motion, he pulls out a small packet and presents it to you. There's no money, not anymore. I have expenses just as I'm sure that you do. But here, give this to Stephen with my regards. What's in the package? A freebie. What our dealer Stephen Dynamite really wants, whether he'll admit it or not. Deliver it with my compliments. His brain is pudding already. More drugs won't help him. The dealer regards you steadily. Of course they won't, but they will bring a relief. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what Stephen is itching for right about now, correct? Relief is the exact word he used. The dealer nods sagely. I told you that I know Stephen well enough to guess that when he'll be desperate for another hit. So is his addiction the entire problem? Is that why he's suffering so much? Lee shakes his head slowly. No, I'm just not surprised to hear from him now because it was time. But I can't explain these unusual dreams he's having. Anyway, he holds the packet out towards you and gives you the shake. Take this, give it to him. It should help him, at least in the short term. Take the drugs for Stephen Dynamite. Alright, Lee. I'll take them to him. Very good. Please let me know how it goes when you're done. Welp. Drugs and dreams, dreams and drugs. There's a lot of bad stuff going on with all of the above. Stephen Dynamite lolls on the sidewalk. While he jerks less as he moves, his skin has taken on a gray hue and his chest heaves with each labored breath. His sunken eyes swivel towards you. He wets his parched lips and addresses you. Hello, I'm relieved to see you. I thought you might now return. Can't trust anyone. This is a bad place. Hey, Steve. I hate to say it, but you're not looking so hot. Fat tears begin to cascade down his dirty, ruined face. I don't want to sleep because of these nightmares. I'm ravenous. So ravenous. But food makes me ill. I've got the shakes real bad, too. I just want this to end. The junkie slumps in place, furrowing his brow. He responds with difficulty. Anyway, thanks for taking talking to that little bastard for me. So, you got my money? Lee didn't have your money. He gave me this to pass off to you instead. The junkie's eyes light up at the sight of the packet from Hanson Lee. Oh ho! Just to warn you, it's the exact same stuff that you thought was poison. The man waves his hand dismissively. I must have been delirious or high at the time. Give it to me. This is a terrible idea. You're messed up bad enough as it is. The junkie indicates the holes in his clothing and the bruises and scars on his body. It can't get any worse. Hand that item over. This kind of hits a little closer to home, but I can't let you do this to yourself. You take another hit, and I'm gonna hit you. Got it? Junkie cowers before you. His eyes blaze with anger, but he relinquishes his grip. Hope you feel proud of bullying sad sacks like me. I didn't really want that hit anyhow. Of course you didn't. There's a good man. His eyes glitter with tears. Go on. Go away and leave me to die in peace. Nope. Not until you tell me about these dreams of yours. Said I'd help you, remember? He looks up at you, suddenly suspicious. You want to ask about my dreams? Why? Because I've been having bad dreams too. Maybe we can get to the bottom of them together. He stares at you. He stares you in the eye, and his voice drops to a sharp whisper. These aren't like ordinary dreams. They're visions. They're so real. All kinds of substances into my body, and I've never experienced anything like this. You were practically raving the last time we talked. Explain your dreams to me again clearly this time. He nods, though his tongue stumbles and stalls as he speaks. I'm walking through a series of dark, narrow hallways. It stinks to high heaven. I run into more and more people as I move forward. People are jostling me, but I'm starving. Like, I haven't eaten for days. I just want some food, so I press on. I just start seeing children in the crowd, children with terrible burns, disfigured faces, and all these people are grabbing at me. He begins to tremble from head to foot, and his eyes bulge. I see teeth all around me. I feel the teeth on me. Bathed in sweat from the effort of speaking, he cradles his head in his arms. You must know that the drugs are making these nightmares worse, right? But why take so many of them? The junkie gives a weary smile. Because I need them. I used to get my kicks from explosives. I love blowing stuff up, seeing glass splintering, solid walls disintegrating, flames licking the sky. Not anymore. Now I stick to needles and pills. Were you in the military? No, not so much. I was a bomb maker, designing custom ordnance. It was a dream job, plus it was very lucrative. He rubs his thumb and forefinger together, then snaps. Megacorps couldn't get enough of the devices I invented. I was too high on my own ego to wonder what they were up to. You sound like a pyromaniac. He smiles wistfully. A little, yeah. The power, the beauty of the explosions enthralled me. And I never wanted to hurt people. I like things that go boom, too. In moderation, of course. A gleam of light appears in the junkie's sunken, bloodshot eyes, and a shadow of a grin appears on his cracked lips. Nothing moderate about a well-designed incendiary device. The spark of life in his gaze suddenly fades. I thought my bombs were used in wars against militias, mercenaries, and armies. And I didn't think of them as people. But the weapons I developed were used against civilian targets. The man starts digging his rough fingernails into his palm so hard that tiny crescents of blood stain his palms. I'm from Guizhou. Sichuan has taken over so much of the province, but pockets of resistance remain. Big political struggles, actions removed from the lives of ordinary people. Yet the village I grew up in, Guizhou, was annihilated. These were tobacco farmers, winemakers, peasants, not military. Tears leak from that man's eyes, tracing narrow lines down his filthy cheeks. I recognized the distinctive patterns, the traces that were left behind. These were my bombs, used to shatter the landscape of my childhood. Okay, Steve, I get that. I think I'm getting... Oh, you know what? Why was Sichuan bother to bomb a village? To break the spirit of the people. It broke my mind. Junkie's shoulders heave and shake, and he passes a hand over his face. Now I just want to forget. The drugs, they help sometimes. When your village was bombed, did you lose anybody that you knew? He meets your gaze with red-rimmed eyes. He throws his arms wide. I knew them all. From the frailest elders to the littlest children. My own family died too. We weren't always close. Pyromaniac inventors don't fit in well in agriculture backwaters. They were my only kin. Okay, Steve. I think I'm getting what's going on here. guess that I must be feeling guilty about the bombs, huh? All the blood on my hand. I feel it all the time, just like the bombs. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. He clutches his face, sobbing. How am I ever gonna make this go away? How will I live with myself? The drugs help me forget, but... He shakes his head, a look of utter hopelessness on his face. Do something to undo the harm you've done. I don't know. Use your imagination, man. Junkie sways mutely in place, gnawing on his chapped lower lip. A minute passes before he manages to speak again. I wouldn't know where to begin. Need time to think. His hoarse voice cracks with emotion. Children are the future, man. Find a charitable organization and put in some hours, for starters. The man lowers himself into a squat and hugs his knees, his gaze somewhat absent and his cheeks glazed with tears. There are a couple of shelters where I used to crash when I was less down and out than I am now. There were a lot of families I could help out. The man pauses, licking his lips, his mouth feeling for the right words. But in the end, I probably need to go home to Gajao when I can bring myself to. I'll tell you what, I'll think about it. He nods eagerly. I'll think real hard. Guess that's the best I could hope for. Best of luck, Steve. Thanks. Aw, man, that's rough, buddy. Go talk to the drug dealer guy and tell him how it went, because that's kind of what he wanted us to do. The dealer's leaning languidly against a wall in his accustomed spot. His back straightens when he sees you, and he puts on his best smile. I wondered if I see you again? Is our friend Steven's tongue assuaged? I don't even know what the guy's gonna do, but I talked to him for you. Well, in any case, thank you for attempting to help defuse the situation. Now let's get back to business, shall we? I'm gonna handsomely do for you today. Be well. I'm not sure where I want to go. I know I want to try to find the shaman lady. The side of Matthew's trailer looks freshly scrubbed. It reeks of kerosene. Broad swaths of flaking paint have been removed, revealing the brittle plastic siding, discolored by years of acid rain. Still see the faded black traces of erased graffiti. It reads, "Job stealer." Something thumps inside the trailer. You could easily peer in one of the windows. Look in the window. Inside are dingy, cramped living quarters, cluttered with broken drones and unwashed dishes. What looks like a rumpled, motley colored shag carpet is heaped over about half the tiny space, obscuring most of the furniture. After a moment, the shag carpet moves. It rises about a foot and surges slightly towards the window. Then it stops, pulsing and fidgeting. It's hard to see it clearly through the built-up grime on the window. Wipe the window. The carpet is actually plush-covered drones, teddy bears, raccoons, little dolls. There must be 24 inside the caravan, all companionship models. They're all looking at you as if they've realized you're not Matthew. They watch, fidgeting. Then in one coordinated motion, they all lie down and go dormant again. Broski has some issues. That's Jin. That's the old man. Parlor of 5 phases. Yeah, let's go talk about some dreams. A mild scent, sweet and slightly herbal, is the first thing you notice upon entering the cold shop. Its quarters are cramped, made smaller by the display cases and furniture packed inside. The walls are lined with bookshelves, and the tables and chairs are stacked with old tomes. A few titles jump out at you. Lucid Dreaming, an exploration of the inner self, Dream Logic, Nocturnal Visitations. Overall, the place feels lived in, if disorganized, not quite cluttered, but close. Milling at the front of the store is the shopkeeper, lost in a book of her own. She's tall for a human, probably close to 2 meters in height. Her physique is tall, typical bookworm, not overweight, but you can't see any muscular definition either. A wraparound tattoo covers her upper arms and shoulders, but from where you're standing, you can't quite make it out. She fidgets. Gradually, her eyes rise from her book and lock onto you. Welcome. Don't believe I've seen you before. She sets down her book and sweeps a strand of black and pink hair behind her ear. Name's Crafty. Jury duty. Nice to meet you. She shakes your hand. Her grip is surprisingly firm. So, jury duty, what can I do for you? I've got spells, alchemical reagents, foci, whatever you want, really. Might have to do some digging to find it, but if it's magical, it's around here somewhere. Say, Crafty, have you had any vivid dreams lately? Her face is unreadable. Her eyes lock onto yours. As a matter of fact, I have, jury duty. But we all get occasional vivid dream. Nothing special there. Gesture to the books on the tabletop. Really? Why are you reading up on them? He flicks her wrist dismissively. Sure, it's a little weird that we're having them. But these types of dreams are common in the walled city. Nothing to get all worked up about, probably. Strange. Met someone the other day who said that too. She nods. Anyone who's familiar with the walled city would know that. But most people don't go out of their way to find out. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled city and the magical phenomena within it. So I grew up with stories about the city, the recurrent creepy dreams being one of them. They're common then? She nods. Common as the cold. My mother devoted her life to the researching the walled city and the magical, oh my goodness. The magical phenomena within it. So I grew up with stories about the city. Okay. So the only line that has changed is, I've never been inside the walled city myself. But Mom went in pretty regularly and experienced the dreams. Your mom sounds like an interesting person. The sides of her mouth dip into a shallow frown. Sure, she was interesting, but not praiseworthy. What else do you know about the walled city? Very little. Just that my mother spent most of her time in there, and she shifts her weight, leans onto the counter. Well, it messed her up. Is there something specific you want to know about? Can you tell me about the city? She runs a hand through her hair, exhales. Where to begin? The walled city has always been a hellhole. It started a bad place. It's still a bad place. Crime's drawn to it like a magnet, and you can't enter the city without a security guard on each elbow. But not even that will guarantee you safe passage. No one famous or rich or memorable has ever come from the place. The only thing it's known for around here is its shitty reputation. He shrugs loosely. That's about the gist of it. Now there's a whole library here that's just so happened to be the foremost location for the walled city text. I'm sure you can fill the blanks. Is this your store or do you just work here? It's mine. I inherited it from my mom. As you can see, she generously left me all her research journals. Her words are thick with sarcasm. Mom was never a big cleaner, but neither am I. My mom used to keep the spirits around that helped her manage the place. They're not here anymore, but sometimes I swear my books aren't where I last placed them. Who knows, maybe they pop by for visits. I just wish they clean while they're here. What makes the store so special? It's old, respectable, built over a dragon line. She slightly tilts her head to the side. We also carry text unavailable anywhere else, but I guess for me, I'm drawn to this place by the nostalgia. You don't sound thrilled. It's a job. Can't complain. What's with the name of the store? It's a cultural thing. The 5 phases represent wood, earth, water, fire, and metal. Some people believe they're the basis of how things function and interact in this world. You'll find it practiced all throughout China, in disciplines ranging from farming to science, even music. The theory isn't common among younger generations, but it has its uses. My mother was strongly influenced by it. In fact, our sign out front is a visual representation of the cycle of 5 phases. It's an inspiration to her. He raises a shoulder in a half shrug. I just think it looks neat. I have a question about something else. Tell me, what does she sell actually? Let me see. Oh, she sells mage magic. Good to know. So this is all just regular spellcasting, and we don't have a mage to give it to. Okay, so she sells conjuring. She has fog, air barrier, haste, armor, decreased movement. Ooh. Okay, so she sells fetishes and stuff too, along with some... I can sell my machete and I can sell my clothes. We already have an aim. So guess we could sell that. I'll keep the spirit talisman for like if we're going into a big fight. Tell me about yourself, Crafty. She raises a shoulder in a half shrug. Not sure where to start. What do you want to know? What do you even do when you're not at work? I've been pretty crunched here at the shop, so I don't have a lot of time outside of work. But when I'm off the clock, I'd like to read and paint. Maybe kick back and enjoy a meal with my friends. My buddy Gobbet sometimes stop by with food. No drag racing or anything. Pretty boring. Gobbet sent me here, actually. She sent me a message saying that I should talk to you. She's a good person, isn't she? We're not real close, but we have a pleasant relationship. Chatting over French fries, discussing our latest reads, you know, shallow things. How do you know her? Her and Isabel got me out of a tough spot. Good. Keep her by your side. Gobbet's pretty fluent in the ways of this city and the people who live here. He knows her stuff. If you stick with her, you'll find yourself in a lot less trouble than you would otherwise. You said you paint? Just for fun. I don't make any money off of it or anything like that. I just find it relaxing. She pats her arms. Design my tattoos. That's about the extent that I take it above beyond the canvas. Mind if I see that tattoo? Can't quite make it out from here. Yeah, sure. Turns her back to you, and you can see the tattoo in all its glory. It looks like an impressionist rendition of a school of salmon jumping upstream. The artistry of the piece is undeniable. That's amazing. Really professional quality work. An embarrassed smile creeps into her features. She scratches her shoulder. You're being way too generous, but I'll take it. Thanks. What do you like to read? Crafty claps her hands together and a slow smile spreads across her face. Aside from the usual, I love sitting down each morning to a tall cup of soy calf and with the latest news stream on hand. I'll have it right open on to the obituaries. Makes for great reading. Smiles at you for a moment before speaking. Kidding. Well, for all you know. I tend to stray towards detective novels, maybe some suspense and horror, and when I'm not reading for leisure, I study my textbooks to keep my magic sharp. Sounds fun, but I'd like to ask you something on a more serious note. Sure, what's on your mind? Crafty really your first name? No. A wave of nostalgia seeps to pull her gaze toward the shop's front window. The name started out as a joke, actually. Back home, my mom used to call me Crafty. Since the meaning is similar to my given name, I liked it because of the way it sounds. I insisted that my family call me Crafty, so it became a sort of nickname around the house. When I got older and started school in Hong Kong, I made my mom register me as Crafty, and it stuck. It's like you owned it, not to insinuate that you're, untrustworthy. She chuckles. No offense taken. It's way better than my given name, Meow. She raises her hand to prevent you from replying. Yes, like a cat. Foreigners always make the same joke, which is why I grew up disliking the name. You can see why I prefer Crafty. Your mother sounds like quite the mage. Did you study magic too? Sure did. Natural predisposition. She flexes her arm. Or whatever. Well, Mom and I learned the craft differently. I went to a university and she was book taught. Mom was very old school. Her magic wasn't as applicable to everyday situations and it was rooted in superstitions. Still worked, and well, but only for more ritualistic ancient spells. Practical spells like rain shields and bottomless trash cans were outside of her repertoire. Back on topic. Thanks, Crafty. I don't want to take up too much time. Even though, you know, this has been like 45 minutes of just straight talking. But that's what you get with these kinds of games. You gotta explore. You gotta get lore. Fighting is only part of it. Let's go see Cheng. Report a job well done. Kindly Cheng. Oh, they didn't put this in the observation parentheses. Kindly Cheng appears to be nearing the end of a harsh exchange with Strangler Bao, who is listening intently. So you to that little pustule, that Auntie Cheng isn't fucking happy, you get it? Not happy at all. Don't tell him that I'm displeased. Don't tell him that I didn't take it well. She slams her shot glass onto the table. Tell him that I'm extremity chopping mad, and if he doesn't want what happened to happen to ye to happen to him, he'd better get his head and his ass wired together and get me that payment today. She raises an eyebrow. Was that message clear enough, Mr. Bao? Yes, Miss Cheng. I'll explain things to him in terms he can understand. Bao steps back and becomes a meat statue once again. Cheng's voice turns trickle sweet when she sees you waiting for her. Ah, a newly minted Shadowrunner. How are you taking on to your new role, jury duty? Like a duck to water, Auntie. I had no doubt, my sweet. I have a nose for talent. How's Mr. Gunshow doing with his new life? He should be okay. Just needs time to get used to all of this. Very good, my dear. Very good. She smiles. Was there something specific you came to see me about? Just checking in, Auntie. Pays to stay in touch. I agree, yes. Personal contact gets results. I have some good news for you. One of my people successfully planted a wiretap on the police's special duties unit. If news of your foster father or the plastic face man reaches them, it will reach me as well. So far, your foster father has proven a difficult man to find. And the plastic face man is elusive. He's clearly someone who knows how to stay out of the public eye. But I have my network running. Working day and night. And I still have some favors that I can call in if need be. We'll find them both. It's only a matter of time. Until then, go about your business. I'm sure that more work will come your way in any moment. She glances back to Bao. Now I have some pressing business to attend to. The kind that ends in parentless children. I'll talk to you later. Wow. Wild. So I will talk to that guy eventually. But I want to go knock out the other two jobs first. If I'm able to. But I will probably call it here. That way I can hit the shops. Gear up to do this mission. And then we'll see you back next time at the start of it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Always remember to be kind, stay gorgeous, take care of yourselves. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Goodbye.